This is the theory of everything, part 2. The reason I choose for it to be that is because it's the thing that scares me the most. I don't believe in theories of everything. I believe in the implicit unification of all constituent parts of the universe at levels we cannot measure or see, and that defy even our imagination. It's not superstrings, it's not cosmic background, radiation, dark matter, dark energy. It's something way more profound. It's ontology, it's being. It's the essence of being itself, the pure presence of something versus nothing that links all being. I mean, there's even no way to talk about it, because if being is so fundamental, it precedes language's ability to talk about it. That's why the Tao that is spoken or written is not the true Tao. Because any abstraction whatsoever from the implicit unification of all phenomena, being, consciousness, etc., is like marring the surface of the Zen state of reality. Like, reality's already like cool with itself, and you're like putting all these labels and brands on it. Like, what? It's got to be this way. It's that way. Everything's reflective of everything else. Blah blah blah. You know, we're gonna use our new age lingo on reality. We're gonna talk it up. Well, the Zen masters of old would have said, "Here's a flower. That's the Buddha. He just hand you a flower." You know, and the mind really is a second-rate instrument unless it can begin to harmonize with principles beyond mere constructs. Okay, so let's imagine there are deconstructive principles that begin to whittle away the perception of you as a separate being. Okay, those are the theories of reality that I am looking for. The reality where I might be dissolved into the substrate, the prima materia of the universe, and yet somehow my identity is still safeguarded from total dissolution. You know, because that's the thing we fear. At death, is our identity dissolved and every experience we ever had taken away from us unceremoniously? Probably not for more than just a few minutes. Then it's good enough. Has a perfectly good effect. And God is like, oh, just kidding. Who can have all that back now? But honestly, who cares? Well, God cares. So in the end, you do get to keep everything. You don't have to trade the car for the house, or, you know, to make a bet on the roulette wheel of destiny. You get to keep everything, and you get to dissolve. Tell him what he's won, Fred. He's won eternity and then some. You know, that's what the great sweepstakes of being is. Being is the inextricable quotient of reality. If there's a reality, it has being first and foremost, right? You could say what it has is a separation of charges or potentialities. There's a separation of zeros and ones. To be perfectly rudimentary, in all honesty, I think it's way more sublime and subtle than that, because every yin-yang symbol has another dot inside the main fish that's going around, right? And that means every white has a black heart and every black has a white heart. So seeing with that other side of ourself is part of achieving unification with everything. Is like knowing that you have an alter ego already. You don't have to imagine one like I do every time I switch into this lingo. There is no need, because you are everyone. But more than that, there's a part of you that has agreed to disagree with yourself. That's how you become a unitary self in a unified universe, is that You've agreed to temporarily deceive yourself into thinking that you're separate. But it's an okay kind of bargain, because you will get over it. You're meant to get over it. In fact, it's kind of like a hiccup, a bout of hiccups or something. Or you decide, like, there's the swells on, everybody seems to be incarnating, like, let's get out there and check it out. And so you go on the waves of destiny with the fellow rainbow surfers, the rainbow warriors that are out there on the edge of reality, remembering themselves all over again for the umpteen billionth time in some new terrestrial context. Social, cultural, revolution, all that we are bringing upon ourselves because we're waking up collectively to why we came in the first place. It is to create a beachhead for sentience. It is to grow cultures that grow cultured people. It is to dispense with false ideologies and bring in the new. The Native Americans say, if you want a new wardrobe, clean out your closet. So maybe we have to give up a whole lot of what we've been hanging on to in order to gain the perspective of a healed cultural psyche. The ancestral threads that have been broken, damaged, or otherwise jangled. Our spiritual PTSD, SPTSD, that's making it hard for us to go, okay, yes, God is my rock and my salvation, and I don't have to doubt for an instant. I don't have to doubt for an instant that I'm covered. I'm covered. Completely covered. Just trust that destiny was bought and paid for million eons ago, and you're just bearing the fruit now. You're just reaping the fruit. You are the fruit of your greatest vision and dream.